But here we are, time for the
Alright,
match start.
let's get into this one. We got Crew 3-0 against EG 1-2. And EG on attack, Crew on defense. And we go for a trap play early over towards B.
For the rest of the EG composition, it's an unusual look towards Lotus. We've seen them run this before. Feels like a bit of a death ball comp, but it's not got the breach, it's not got the omen.
And the broadcast up a little bit.
A little bit slower.
I mean, teams can make playoff. We got 8.
Kind of compositions that you'll see
but it's different seeds in the...
For example.
They make different
Store might be getting opened up
places in the playoffs itself.
Open wide. Nature just managed to grab the one
this is nice though. Instant clear of the pressure. We got Fawns to delay. Got Flash if you want to push for a smoke. Oh, can't push for a smoke anymore.
Decent little kill here for a good opener of EG, but time to convert it.
If you're 4th seed, yeah, you're a little bit wrecked if you're 4th seed. You go down to lower bracket, and Adverso is absolutely sending it. Really could use this flash to get through.
Over towards the staircase, that's Mazzino. Chunks out of them.
A nice start from EG.
Steadily, slowly. Mel's is worried about alert this entire time, so he hasn't been able to regroup in for this retake.
These are the spots where you expect Crew's individual form to apply a lot of pressure to EG, but they got to hold strong. They got to convert these player advantage situations.
Oh, the timing just about missed, but okay. Controlling with a bit of the pistol spamming away. Mel's is going to be meeting his match.
Yeah, it's nicely done from EG.
Moves it down to Mazzino on 17 HP. It's very tough.
Very, very nice.
And EG are going to be able to secure up this pistol round early on. A good start for Lotus.
Yeah, good reaction to what happened over towards C.
Crew's map pick, and Crew have looked fantastic at it as well. So any sort of advantages you can get early on for this EG squad is going to be good.
Certainly the case.
Chief Omi, thank you so much, bro. Appreciate the 13 months. Thank you for that.
A strange one from Adverso. I think he thought that EG were on a much faster timing. And EG
you can see a stairmaster for the whole of the map one.
Even after picking
yeah, honestly, I'm feeling an overtime, so good luck.
Ready to collect. Was patient.
In the stage 2 format will be the same. Yes, I think it will be.
Just baiting Crew into taking some.
I like this format. I think this format's good, to be honest with you. It's the best we've had in a long, long time. Obviously, I still miss Last Chance Qualifier, but I think the format's good. We haven't been able to say that for a long time.
It was ready for this one. Still is going to be layering down with all sorts of damage and supplementary fire just from Nature onto the side. So, despite losing Icy, decent job to clear away. Zeno. He's been marked up though, they're fully aware, and that's where the siege is coming through. Nature
keeping this one clean, and they might be able to get Nature like really close to his ult as well.
This round. And once more, kind of baiting Crew into taking some fights where EG were favored. They've got 3 rifles, the Guardian and the double Bulldog, that they've managed to save into this round. They're allowed 2 deaths. Now very cautiously again, making their way in.
Very nice. This bonus is going to be good, byways.
Yeah.
So all of the resistance gone so far, and EG's composition it does have the options to play a little slowly. In fact, it kind of wants to play at a slightly slower tempo to some of the other frantic teams that we see on Lotus. This is what happens when you have Superman playing the Viper in this comp.
Strong start though. Money relatively intact as well, so EG has got quite a lot of bite coming into this bonus round for them. We'll see if they can convert.
Yeah, there's a chance something like that happens, Ash. Or not like...
Dig in just a little bit with Shy and Melza.
Last Chance Qualifier with the tier 2 stuff. Yeah, I think that might happen. 2027, I think they said they're going to change, well, or at least consider changing stuff.
EG don't really want to fight over much of this after losing IC.
No, that's a really fast timing for Melza to take that engagement. Completely caught Icy off guard. They're throwing down a smoke there. They're supposed to be using the boom bot as well, I would imagine, to take that space, but Crew turning up the tempo.
This angle is dirty by Adverso as well. Slightest off angle. It's almost anticipated though. Slight peek from
the Prowler stuck on there.
Stays alive for now.
Here's the Viper.
Yeah, it's good info. Yeah.
Multiple of them.
No TP.
Orb as well, a bit of spray and spam from Kesnet, dropped down to 50 HP. Slow play by EG, still have 50 seconds to work with and play with. No map control yet though, but Crew were looking like they wanted to pivot over towards B, almost anticipating he was in that direction, but a refight is called by EG, sending it up through rubble.
Yeah, it's nicely done from Mazzino. I'm a little bit worried about the time for EG. They don't really have the info over towards B to pivot over towards B, so it's going to force towards A.
30 seconds.
Unless they're going to blind gamble this, but...
Mazzino just trying to buy time. We're getting these rotations of Crew all the way back in. That door's going to be closing at a moment's notice. You have 25 seconds to work with EG. Time is ticking, and 2 players are trying to hold this one down. They've got to Cemented foothold so far. Kesnit alongside Mazzino. Mazzino already ripping it off, and there's no trade in sight. Went for the wall time of it already. 14 seconds time ticking and getting away from you. Listen.
Not this again.
Hourglass is running it dry.
Got good timing this time.
Onto the side of the smoke, but
Just. Oh, I think he's missed it.
Just didn't know where the spike was, and there it is. Round for
Close
Crew.
though, by like
Talked about
0.2.
the danger of it getting away from you.
And what's painful about that is, EG, if they had just been slightly more aggressive,
Still feel like they did pretty good damage though, considering.
Quicker, that actually was a winnable spot.
Yeah.
And Crew are doing so much more in these rounds on defense. They're pushing over towards Rubble, they're pivoting over towards B. They're constantly moving around the map trying to anticipate the fast reaction from EG. And yet EG are just crawling along. I mean, we've got the tortoise and the hare situation out
really
here.
is.
Doesn't necessarily
Okay, we got
mean
1,
that it's gonna
2,
be bad
3,
for EG
1,
because
2,
they're playing
3.
slowly, but
3 on
the
each, they
great
can't buy
sign,
next.
Usually, the teams that are making more decisions in the round, making faster paced decisions, are going to be more proactive, going to find themselves in better spots.
Elza is just soaking up all this util. EG finally choosing to step past this line of smokes that's coming their way. Not just conceding the space of it all with C-mount. Ult earned. Nightfall. Door opened up. Feeling like there's a potential for the pivot here.
A nice anticipation on that timing. Superman was just thinking about going forwards there with his Viper wall, and as the wall goes up, Mazzino stuns him off. So EG, they've only got mount control currently.
Smike is still down in spawn. They haven't cleared off these A-Rubble players. Crew is still holding this one down.
No wall though to bait, it's only these thorns.
What you do in
connection.
Valorant
Crew
isn't
aware.
relevant anymore. I
Around
don't
here
know,
with a
man.
Nightfall.
Who knows?
Scatters,
I can't
spells
predict
it
the
out.
future.
Nice and easily here.
You telling me this
Salvo's
game's not
onto
going to be
the side.
relevant
Melzer,
forever?
He couldn't hear anything. Didn't even realize, I suppose, that the salvos were coming in. I'm not too sure how that happened. And Superman, he's plucked Mazzino straight out of the fight. In through mid, Ye with the plant now as well. Not through that smoke, just doubling up through into Waterfall. One left to stand, not for much longer. EG.
What a round!
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where
it
did
is
that
nice.
one come
It's
from?
kind of convincing as well,
I don't
really.
know how Melzer's fallen that easily. But you can see there a little bit of the nerfed Vice setup. They got
Yes,
back
guys,
through
James,
those
yeah.
thorns a little quicker than they otherwise would have done.
Yeah, just
Yeah, he's
off
kind
the
of
back
tanked
of
that.
a Seize as well, I think. Was it? Something
might just
tucking
been a sound
extremely
cue.
low.
He had the indicators. He just didn't realize he was getting hit by it.
I mean, that's brutal. But EG playing tight together, swinging
Okay.
off each other,
I
doubling
see,
up as they
Pansy.
clear through Waterfall.
That's
Good
clean.
discipline.
There's no escaping it.
Through
Zini,
onto
Zini99
round
with the
now. If
prime.
there was
Thank you
ever
so
a
much for
round
that, dude.
EG
Appreciate
playing
that.
cautiously,
Thank you for the
slowly,
prime
it would
usage.
be this one.
Okay,
You see
EG off to a
nature
really
there,
good
throws
start. They
paranoia,
get
trying
a
to bait
pistol,
out the
they
trap
get
play.
the
They have a
first big
strong
buy round to
suspicion
force
that
them
this
down
one
to
is
an
here.
eco.
But Mazzino has a lot of patience with the fault line, decides not to spring the trap just yet. And they've always got the opportunity of using salvos and refighting over towards Rubble.
Man, that's an opener. Okay.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's a good kill. Melzer dropped.
He's going to be scratching his head about a couple of these deaths.
And Crew are left, I think, questioning in terms
Yeah,
of
it's the horrible
second
role of
priorities.
jump
EG
peeking
has
over
played.
towards C.
Said earlier the tortoise and the hare, but okay.
Tap on the door, run away. They are really cautious that Crew are going to be running a trap play, but they haven't triggered it yet. Here it comes.
Yeah, and
Oh,
well
wow.
ready for it.
Look at that.
Firing line, all lined up towards that blue room, and bodies are filling it up, painting it a shade of red.
And
Looking...
I'm impressed.
Yeah,
like
I was
the
going
way
to say,
that
it's
EG is
looking
playing
kind of
around
nice
here.
at the
The
moment.
calling is
They've
really
been planning
nice.
ahead. We're going to have
They
Icy with the
anticipated a
Razor
trap
for the
play
next
towards
big buy
B, and then
rounds.
they used 2 waves of
Obviously,
trying to
Crew's going to
figure out
have
the
to
trap
do some
play
kind
on
of
Rubble too.
timeout.
They're also
And
winning individual fights. I mean,
I imagine it'll be
listen, I don't wanna jinx
something
it, but I don't think Shy's gonna win
about
the
fighting
1v5
aggro
ace here to be
C.
able to win the round. EG
or A.
should have this one in the bag. And they're starting to build up towards some ultimates here too. This is definitely an attack side that could spiral for EG. This next round is going to be monumental. You got Breach Tail for the defenders. Wow. And Icy up to his Raze ultimate.
Looks really good.
And yeah, it was a
Okay,
hard
a lot of
fight
ults for this one, though.
Okay. I'm still going to lay down a little bit of respect, though, for EG, because, like you said, this discipline that's been instilled.
Oh, that is,
That's a nice shot.
yeah, brutal. That's 2 rounds in a row now that Melzer, like I said, is going to be scratching his head and wondering, wait, how am I dying in these spots?
And Nature just used this. Always going to be building up soon enough to another one.
Superman has yet to die, by the way. He's 8-0.
Yes, I mean,
Despite
Good.
the fact that we've only
Let's
played
not believe
5
too
rounds. So
Okay,
he's on the Viper,
the real
controlling
EG
that A-Rubble line.
fan right
He's
there.
playing it patiently, safely. but he's also just getting his team into good spots. So big credit to that one. I think Crew are going to find it difficult to punish him because he's just playing a very risk-averse kind of strategy.
Watch Party Marathon thing. See, am I the only one that thinks that game doesn't look that good?
Unfavorable fights.
I looked at the gameplay today, I was like,
quite apparent. You just look at the scoreboard. I mean, Kesnet, we just saw
an
on
average,
our screens.
but
He's sitting at 0-5.
maybe it's better to play.
Right at the bottom, it's unusual, to be honest. Crew, I mean, you think about a cornerstone of their style of how they play. It's quite standard. They make good macro calls overall, but a lot of it relies on firepower to try and make the difference.
They're adding aim assist to mouse and keyboards. No, they're not.
They are.
They
No,
can't figure out this
surely
tempo.
not.
And it's really slow from EG.
Maybe that's the timeout is going to be calling out.
Take a look at this wall.
I feel like that's got to be
that's being
bait.
thrown by Shy over towards C. It's really far back, so you can't jiggle.
Kexi, thank you so much. Do you think the M80 triple Sentinel comp would work on the Lotus nowadays? The one with Deadlock?
They can get a big rubble fight going here.
It will probably be good for a few, yeah.
TP up top on Shy needs to be very much careful of this. Drone's going to be fading. Flash in your face to multiple
Flash
players.
the jewel over towards it. Lose C control, insta drone out. You said after the timeout they were going to fight one of these. They decide to fight over towards A. They leave one here, and it looks like they kind of want to go for a late punish. Yeah, breach ult goes in, but honestly, a breach ult like this, you're never really going to get it. It just speeds them out of there. Wait, Crew ult on top of this. Oh my goodness. Whoa.
Where the hell has Icy found that one from?
How has he done that?
All the info, but whether or not his team can do anything with
It
it,
wasn't
that's the
looking
question.
good, and then he's
Flash over
just
to the
flick
side,
shot
already
it.
cleaned up these stragglers. Superman, what a dodge!
Dude, I really didn't like this round from Crew. The ults didn't make too much
They
sense.
baited Crew into taking a bad fight on EG's terms.
Yeah, pretty
And this
much.
one coming in after the tactical timeout.
Dude, Icy hit a madness
Crew
with
left
this
in a
ult.
2v5 trying to hold on. EG haven't had to actually run around yet. They've just held their ground.
Yeah, I didn't like the breach ult, right? If we just think of breach ult theory for a little bit over towards here, right? Like an ult like this works pretty well. You smash them into this wall, it's very hard for them to get out and use the momentum. You ult like this, they just take the momentum they get out of there. No one's going to be able to swing and capitalize off of it. You ult his teammate, I mean, yeah, that as well. But the overall theory just isn't great.
I don't know when to fight straight up.
No, they're not, but they're not taking raw fights as often. I suppose Melza's fight over towards A lobby was a bit of a raw 1v1. But the whole brawl that happened over towards Mound was actually just mistimed and miscoordinated by Crew.
Yeah.
And, again, an unnecessary fight. They're taking it early, wanting to get ahead of what EG are doing, not realizing that
Back-to-back
EG are
timeouts?
just chilling
Nah,
for the first
it'll be maybe in like 3.
Super slow.
I think they've got entirely the wrong read on the tempo of this game, and it is biting them.
True. They are getting out drilled a
Wow,
little
what
bit, yeah.
a
They're getting
start
out
for
aimed
EG.
slightly
They
as well.
could not have
I
asked
do
for
agree
a
with
better
that.
beginning here on Lotus. Their opponent's map pick, a map where they looked peak last time we saw them in the victory against Sentinels.
Oh, honestly, it was phenomenal. The way they were working the map, but I think that's what we've been alluding to this entire time about this pace that Crew are trying to play at.
I mean, look at some of the shots they're hitting, though.
Lovely
I
dodge
can't even
as
be
well.
mad that they're getting out, George. Just feel like EG are really on right now.
EG is shooting it back.
Yeah, they
that was
are.
snappy.
But
Icy
Crew was
gets
just finding it
the
very
one-shot
difficult.
gun.
If
He's
you
got
would've
4
opted
people
into
that he
the
can
fast
one-shot.
a team like Sentinel is going to be always, trying to make.
Yeah, he could maybe get a little bit more aggro than he has
EG
been.
though,
He's got
Rhythm,
ult.
Stew and Simmer. Big fight to be taken again. That Haunt over the top. Slightest of reveals. Jump spot. Don't think you're going to be going for a second go of that one. Fault line.
And they're so.
I think
they are
Heretics
so
Fnatic and Liquid are the
aware
best
of these
in
kind
the
of, like,
region at the
little
moment for
trap plays.
EMEA. Probably from what we've seen in the last 2 weeks,
Crew don't
yeah.
have much
But I would
weaponry
say
to work
that
with in this round. Kesnet,
Vitality has
the
such
hero
a
Vandal,
skilled team
fights on
that
towards
they
it
could
right now.
just look like the best
Drone's
in a
gonna be
week.
spotting out too
So
there over towards the rubble. Again, stealth
I'm
drone
never
up
gonna
for
feel
mid. Superman,
confident
this is
saying
on an
that.
absolute tear. Tahita, he can't be denied right now. Kesnet finally joining the fight and the action, but
the players are
just
just
caught
too
out into the
good.
open, has to tuck to the side here, and there's no setup for this one. Just trying to take raw gun duels, maybe feeling the pressure to perform.
And Kesnet, he's
TP's
miles
way
out.
out.
He's miles out of there. He's the one with the hero Vandal, but also his form today hasn't been looking great. He's one death away from taking his cocktail shaken, not stirred. He's 0-6-0.
Oh, it's not ideal. It's not ideal. Refighting with a util, but This could be biting EG with a slow pace and tempo, yes. Been baiting Crew, but they've been playing slow themselves, and there's 30 seconds left with a stack of bodies over towards A. Here's where you got to get a bit of a move on. That one's going all the way to Nadia. We're not going to be finding out where that one's going, but still with the salvos. Yeah, that's shy. Pushed out into the open. And with these rifles in hand, I mean, listen, EG just winning these gunfights out still. Back at a sight.
Absolutely launched the fade eye, but
classic, what can you really do? And it's not being cleared. Round to the corner. Needs to be a trade inside. Okay, this is getting messy. You can't be dropping rounds like this. 2 players in for a trade.
Still nice though. Still feels like the aim is just here.
I was all ready to praise EG because their teamwork, their spacing.
But Bren, thank you so much for the 34 months. Thank you for the tier 1.
Posting up on them together. Anytime a Crew player tries to face, they're into multiple people. And then we saw a little bit of a slip up towards the end of the round, and maybe a bit worried.
1 enemy remaining.
But yeah, we've got Superman.
Talk about Unk!
Superman is 12-0 right now.
Who's he calling Unk?
Yeah. Kesnit 0-0-7.
One's been dealt with here. Kesnit though, it's a prowler in his face, and he's forced back from the fight again. Full mount control.
There's his first kill.
Yeah, first kill. First duel.
Yeah, he could choose to actually invest the ultimate here, but has decided not to. So EG don't even want to accelerate in spots like this where they could be taking a 5v5 exec. They're just happy to play the 4v5 instead, save that ult for a better round. And Crew, up a player, a clean 5v4 scenario. They've got to be able to convert rounds like this. Melzer posted up on top of rubble.
Portal closed.
EG holding on to C mound. Looking like they want to go for an A rubble reclear.
Yeah, they got to reclear over towards A, and then as we can see, they're going to hit back over towards C.
Melzer off his angle, so hoping that it's going to leave them lacking some information.
But any time that they go for that kind of play, Mazzino's got the fault line that just comes straight into A lobby, so they haven't actually been able to take that space.
No, but they did pretty good at creating the question mark.
Does Shy get the
they did pull the rotate over.
Vice ultimate if you can find the timing for it.
Fade
going into the setups, and Armageddon is going to be laid down on either side here with a nade rebounding, and that's
it. There's so many ults.
Avoided Shy.
Tail ult maybe goes the wrong way because they can't actually get some space from this.
Your back is an overload of util. Kitchen sink being thrown at you, but time is of the essence, and it's on the side of Crew right now. Just need to hold him by your time. Stand your ground down. Still a plant. Needs to be defended. EG players need to get in.
Oh my goodness! Everyone's hitting the most important shots.
So important that deny on.
There's 2 of them.
It's a round winner. Space as well to layer down this pit. To blight onto the C site. Get a move on though with the fault line, and Superman still holding it down. Highlights. Finding the adversaries. Melzer left to do it in a 1v3 with a pit in your face.
Kind of just got to save
Realization sinking in. You got to give this one
up.
They
look incredible.
It was the best chance in a long while for Crew.
It certainly was. EG couldn't really capitalize on all of that utility that was flying into the face of Shy, but Shy also panicked, didn't know where they were coming from, could only get 1 out of that situation. If Adverso, as soon as Adverso realized that there was 1 player planting and 1 player inside the animation, he knew it was his timing to win a round.
Spike hasn't gone off yet, still doable. Slimmetry, thank you so much, Slimmetry. Good to see you, dude. How you doing? How's things?
But they've also just
I appreciate everything, Slimmetry. Good to see.
You need another one? You need like a massage? Like.
When is Superman going to die?
Yeah, 14-0.
When will they kill him?
It's 14-0.
Vacation, lovely. Where did he go?
He stopped right now. He's winning every single fight. But he's also team's offering to run waters for him.
Yeah.
Okay, eco for Crew. Hero guns again. Shy is just like different people take turns of just trying to jump spot here, and Ye's just punishing them every single time, meaning they struggle to get info. With the jump peek though, he did manage to put his
slips away from them as Crew either get baited into taking some kind of
his flash out though, so he can get info, and he just did it then. He flashed, it hit no one, so they think there's no one over towards C for a little bit.
Reclear, seeing this lineup, it's going to be landing towards the back of
he goes in with drone as well. Damn, it's nice. Oh, it's really nice.
He's been having a
God, where's this CG been?
It's picture perfect here, but this is okay. Yeah, Satchel sets up Icy for success.
Oops.
Everything just looks like it's working exactly
Nature's
the game
definitely
plan up until Derek
making it
dies.
look like
But
old
it's still a
EG with the
4v3,
util, but
still with better
everyone else is
guns,
doing great.
and an entirety of the A site open to them.
Adverso, though, if he finds this individual 1v1, now I see he's got it locked down for the off angle. Doesn't anticipate that, though. It's perfectly timed by Shy.
Spike planted.
Runs that kill for him and out into the open again. Not unexpected.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm actually alright with this ult, even if it's just to buy
looking
time.
for a kill now, and everybody just running all the way out of there. Stunned
Yeah,
up,
might have
Zeno
been
claims.
worth to like actually
Yeah,
just
he's
stay
alive.
alive the whole time.
Buys time.
Through the top angle, Superman finally falls, and you're giving away these ones now. Leaves it down to Nature in a 1v2. Steel Garden narrowly avoided slightest of gaps, but it makes it more predictable to
throw
Kruger.
the
Know
eye
roughly
over
where
or
he is to
something.
play in. There it is, after
Dude,
shot
peek
lane
together.
down. A few more bullets to finish it
Okay,
off.
yeah,
Second
I
round
just think
finally there for Crew.
I think he could have played it a little
That was
better.
on a halfway round.
the ult.
Mistakes.
It's a nice
from
one
EG,
from
really.
Crew. Yeah, no, it was
But
mistakes.
also,
I agree.
excellent individual play from Mazzino. The kill onto Superman in particular, being aware that Superman could have taken all of that space in the midst of Ye's ultimate, and finally dealing the first death
Damn, symmetry sounds nice, dude.
to this
That was
unkillable.
real nice. A never nude with the tier 1.
He's just
Appreciate
been-
the 28
I
months
mean,
as well.
that
Thank you for
kill,
that.
again, huge one. Huge one. Not just because Superman was 14-0 prior to it. Finally found his kryptonite, and he's taken a first death. Is that going to halt some of the momentum for EG? Crew need a way back into this half.
Yeah, but they could still get 5.
Hold on, he sidestepped that one. Drone's not going to be tagging. Bit of bullets going their way, and Prowler points in the
He
direction.
ended
Does
up
force
doing
out that
pretty
gate
good damage
crash.
to Icy.
Spam battle goes the way of Crew, actually. Icy took about 100 damage there. And if he was hoping to try to play for his showstopper in this round, it's going to be much easier for him to get spammed to death.
Oh, wow, Keston's gone down
That's
anyway.
funny.
Nature.
Pansy says,
Taking
I want them
turns,
to
really.
cut to
Him and
the
Superman
EG
just to try and
fan
pop off
cam
him,
and
but
it's
Gordon
just
from White
her
was really
in her
looking-
bedroom
Oh,
clapping at a TV.
What is that?
Dude,
EG
Pansy,
players are on
you could
fire
probably
today.
make it
They are.
happen if you asked
not
broadcast. It
missing.
would be sick. It would be so good.
Mazzino's thinking about ripping a breach ult, is he? Into Mount.
You should,
Desperation.
you should ask for next
3v5.
week. You could have like one little banner up or
EG
something.
is so ready for it.
Yeah, they're
They
holding
know-
you too.
Dude,
Look at
Look at
this.
the
EG are
seasoning.
really
I know,
shooting
before
today
we
though.
see Nature.
Propped up, waiting for some sort of response.
And Melzer feels forced to try to make a play on the other side of things. He's against Superman.
Oh, he adjusts his aim in time there. He was given the right timing, honestly, just by Superman peeking out the shoulder, but gets
One of
the
the
kill.
first times that Melzer's actually been able to find some impact
30
holding down the
seconds
opposite
left.
side of the map. He's
wanna
going to
give
get
this one up.
tested again.
Yeah, certainly. Prowler.
I think that is man's
He
good.
lays on the smoke, but you're going to be teeping out into the open, surely. Yeah,
Oh, but-
not long for the world.
EG have got to accelerate. They've only got 20 seconds left. They've got to get the plant down.
Dude, they're wrecking them on this
Trying
map.
to hold angles for each other, knowing that Crew are going to try
Gotta
to
move
make
on.
the play.
Mazzino has ult.
1-9
Gotta move on.
lost
You've got to
on
go
us.
faster.
You've
Hello.
got to go faster
You
than
have
this.
to plant this. Nature.
You can still
Hold
plan,
on,
right?
7 seconds.
Yeah, it
Pushed
seems
off,
still
6
okay.
seconds. Finally back onto this one once
Aftershock.
more. Stun,
Oh,
aftershock.
he went for
Might be
stun
resolving
fast
into a bit
instead
of
of
a kill.
aftershock.
Sidestep for now. Surviving in a moment's notice. Pulling
I think
the
he would
util
have
out of him,
sidestepped it
and
anyway.
Derek
I don't know, it
just
would have been
handles
close.
Mazzino.
Pretty sure if he'd used the aftershock there before the stun, changed up the order of that. might have
Yeah,
been curtains.
I do agree,
EG
but
almost losing another round to the clock. But an almost impossible situation for Shy.
don't know for
once
sure.
more. Round 10. And it feels like saving the gun here is probably the better play. And that's devastating.
Yeah. Ice is going to want to go hunting here. One away from the ult. Searching out for where Shy could be hiding. You can hear it. Rumble of the footsteps finally. Reveals his position. The seize is good, but Shy a little
nice
bit better.
shots. But
He might end up going down here. I think it should be safe.
Yeah, he's good.
He's well safe there.
yeah, who'd EG play for their
It's
last
so
game?
rare that we see a map like this
after
where
this.
multiple of the EG players are hitting. But they really are today.
Loud.
Look at that. Nature deletes Kesnit. And this shot
Oh,
is
Loud
brilliant
need
from
Crew to
Derek.
win, right?
You watch some of the shots that Derek has hit today, you'd think he's the one up towards the top of the scoreboard. He's not at all. He's 7 and 6 right now.
Yeah.
But everyone on EG has turned up. Superman
question.
14
Oh, they
and 2,
look
Nature
stressed as
12
hell.
and 4. Icy's been pretty good at the entry too.
One of the questions I think we've always had as well, talking about this EG squad this year as well, is like, when is it going to come together? When is it going to be put together? We already know Potto's a coach, got the credentials, right?
Yeah.
Got a title under your belt.
Yep.
We know that she can lead teams to success.
Kesner with the Aspas,
EG
yeah.
I've never really been working with, you know, the prime pieces, the hottest commodities at the beginning of a season.
If EG win
They
this,
definitely
they
have asserted
confirm
themselves.
that
They got
Loud
us
and
more as a bit of a
2G are
ragtag
done.
team. But when the pieces
Interesting.
click together, you never know with this EG team. Potential's always there, and they're hitting today. The firepower's all there.
I feel like this is literally the first time
we'll
that
talk about the macro play. Maybe Crew are
EG's actually
operating a little
look
bit too fast for
like
how
real
EG were
nice.
playing. That's all well and good, but when it comes to the gunfights,
Every single time we watch them, it's just crazy underwhelming. This time they're actually together. The util's pretty nice. The ults are good. The hitting is the main thing at the moment. Like they actually just win 80% of the aim jaws.
You need this guy to be online. You need many of the Crew players to be online. And normally, firepower is something they never struggle with. But they've been facing into EG util, EG double, triple facing them. The awareness of EG has been so good today. And I think Crew haven't ever realized that they could just chill a little bit. And EG would be forced to run these big execs at the end of rounds.
They go for the same setup that they did on pistol round.
Flood defender. I think they just got the wrong read today. And it's led to them negatively spiraling. And it could lead to a real loss of confidence too.
Look at this patience by EG. I mean, they haven't stepped past essentially where the barrier's dropped. Now making their moves over towards it, but Crew this entire time were holding down for the B main punish. Trap play off of Kesnet's contact.
And it's these period in the rounds where Crew would like to gain information, just in case EG go into an exec, but EG are always holding for like an extra 20 seconds.
Trying to go for the refight now.
Literally the pistol.
The protocol in line for EG.
The pistol as well.
Find their way through this one. It's all Crew dishing out the damage here. Still not enough with the guns and not enough with the armor. And Melzer was seeking to assist.
Yeah, he might have another one with the Omen here as well.
Util and Superman cleans it up.
15-2.
The extremities.
It's not a comfortable fight, is it, from Crew in that kind of situation? Even when they got two, Kesnet got stuck on the other side of the wall.
25 seconds left. Armageddon doesn't exactly clear most of heaven. Icy even committing his own ult to try and get themselves into this one, but Shy spotted and deleted.
Spike planted.
They're taking no risks on this. It's nice.
Left onto Melzer. Round 11. Doesn't even have a gun to save. 3 and 8, 27 HP. And you've got to imagine the mood in the Crew camp is miserable right now, because every idea they've had has run up against the brick wall of EG. Another round where Crew feel forced to try to take a fight. And EG, even though they were slightly further forwards this time and not quite anticipating it as much, they still deal with the aggression.
Accepted his fate.
Yeah. In this 1 week that they've had since their last game.
I was hoping he didn't check him. I think he's just got to tuck in the corner there, to be honest. But I mean, the timing of the tail going off is pretty good.
Are ruining Crew.
Yeah.
We'll have to see once the sides swap, because then Crew will be in charge of the tempo much more. The attacking team on Lotus defines a
Outlaw will one-shot everyone, and they decide to go aggro one last time. Can they get 3? Good news is, wow, honestly, they might just get a fade over here. Wait, how's Ye got this kill again?
They're trying to fight over everything at once. Look at where these Crew players are, man. And it's a deep push, triple face. At least a double, I should say.
It's another spam, because there's a smoke here the whole time.
They wanted to try and punish Superman, but they don't step past it again.
Oh. Okay. Oh, we're back. But we lost the casters.
Really worried about EG just kind of contacting up against you. Here comes the ult for information from Kesnet.
Dimensional Drift is going to be telling them all stuff that they probably already know at this point here. Nightfall scatters forwards.
I mean, he spots a lot here. Dude, this is what I'm saying. This keeps happening. Every single angel. Every single angel.
Just cleaned up in the end.
And those are 2 duels that again go the way of EG. 4 fights and they're winning them.
Nature taking that first point. Mazzino with the fault line has slowed them down to a degree, but there's that stun and there's that return again. Just sweeps in Superman to save the day. Discipline. Taking the fight together.
It's insane. 10 on attack.
On Crew's map pick.
And Superman's 2 kills in that round are like a microcosm of what he's been able to do the entire game.
Yeah.
17 and 3,
Look at that
almost
fast
untouchable. Deletes Adverso, comes back in,
is spamming with that
combines with the rest of the team to get another one. Off the back of what would have been a great stun from Derek, even had a chance to connect. Complete dominance today from EG. They believe they can do it, and I think other people watching are going to start to have that same belief now.
Oh yeah. Going to be heading into the next half, of course, as well. And we'll see if EG can close it out. They have 3 chances to do so, but many, many rounds. Or more than 3, I should say. They only need 3 rounds, buddy.
Superman? Yeah, he's playing great. I mean, they all are.
You know, at Verizon, we'll pay off your
It did
phone.
look like
And you'll get iPhone 16
when that second
on
timeout
us.
came in, it
That's
looked
value
like
of up
a
to
lot of crew were tilted as well.
Only on Verizon.
Who's the most innovative coach? I don't know really. It's hard because people have had periods of like certain metas where they've done really good stuff. Eng is probably the most. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like if you look at what people come up with, it probably is Eng. Comes up with some crazy stuff. Anders is an interesting shout. Just purely because he has such a different take on metas. I do like the fraud call as well. I think fraud's definitely a good one. But again, we don't really know in certain teams who comes up with stuff. But Josh RT is great. Josh RT, especially when it comes to like Viper stuff, he's really good. Everyone has like their own like maps and stuff that they've done. Alex, yeah, he makes weird comps work.
To have here for EG.
I mean, we'll never really know, basically, because we never really get the full insight of what actually happens into teams. But at least Eng, I feel relatively confident about saying, because he had multiple IGLs, multiple teams, where they've come up with weird stuff.
Everybody was expecting a one-sided series here. Everybody knew when you tuned in the half, the scoreline would be, 10-2, something like that. A crew, yeah.
Well, wait a minute.
I think they got the teams
What we're
right.
trying to do is piece stuff together.
Yeah,
refresh on that one, production.
This has been a mad game, a real wild beginning. Now, is there a chance that crew could actually make a run back on the attack half? Yeah, I think there is. I think if they can get their feet underneath them with a pistol, there could be, fake or not, some kind of wild comeback, because so many of crew's problems, I think, were based on how EG were playing the attack side.
You're selling me a bridge.
Well, I'm selling you it, and it might just crumble right beneath your feet if EG win the pistol. And then, whatever, we'll just move straight onto Pearl.
We'll see with a pistol, though. That's where it all has to begin. When you see that door in red, warning signs start blaring potentially here. And Kesnet has creeped all the way up. That's a great opener. Gate crash all the way back. First kill.
Well, at least his confidence isn't shattered.
That's not what you want to see if EG are looking to close this out. Because Kesnet barely been online all day. But that was a very clean entry. He might hit the James Bond and the pie as part of this comeback.
That would be insane. We've never seen that before.
Not from Kesnet. Literally not from Kesnet.
It's collecting them all.
So flash through to try and get yourself in. And just, yeah, the rumble of the footsteps. Stampede in through the back of the pit. That's Ye going to be overran. And, well, that paranoia, a few stray shots, backing away.
But look how much crew are now in control of the tempo as soon as the sides have
I
swapped.
mean, they can't do anything.
It's all them.
Yeah, it is. Full control, two-player advantage as well. It's going to be the flash and a peek, and Kesnet dodges the pie wash.
Nice for him to get it. Oh, very nice.
Now, you've sold me that bridge. Yep. Seems like it may have been potentially a good investment. I'm waiting to see, honestly.
I know.
I need a few more rounds, but
this is why it is mad to try to sell you a comeback at a 10-2 half, and I wouldn't normally do it. I have more respect for you than that. But this game, from what we've seen from crew in the past and the way that they like to play and how aggressive they are, there is a serious chance that they run this back on the attack side and at least make it close. Like, it could still be a bit of a fake comeback.
I mean, it's step number one. Then this is the next one. Well, obviously the eco, but that should be the easy one.
For crew is that you just get your confidence back and start hitting
Okay,
shots.
they need to keep this one clean.
Yeah, just start to feel better headed towards
Honestly,
Pearl.
if Sideshow's believing, I'm down to
certainly going
to see what they got.
Kesnet's really just offering himself up to try and take these first engagements.
But I think also,
he's lying, he's not believing. Oh, okay, well.
A player with a huge amount of experience because he's had an awful defense side. And he's just shaking it off immediately. The way that
I agree with what he's saying there. To have a pistol, have an absolute shocker of a half, and then in your pistol round, you're 15 seconds in this box trying to solo duel on A. Oh my goodness, this Tev is great. Oh, bro, they're going to get eco'd.
Straight to the head, straight to the dome. Kesnet going to be taken out here. Nature needs to be careful. He's not going to be caught out into the open. scurrying towards the back of the side as that door opens up as well, so... Warning. Alarm bell is going to be ringing.
A lot of EG players here, but I wouldn't expect them to be playing a flood retake.
Well, then again, been cut off, and he hasn't gone for the plan. He's worried about being
they
pushed.
haven't felt comfy because he's isolated and the others were behind the
Maybe
smoke.
heard this one. Crew need a game plan to try and clear these players out through back sight.
What util have they got? Nothing.
But they are rooted in spot for now. EG just trying to play it a bit more disciplined, waiting for the salvos here, and it needs to be that peek and round to the side with the pistols in hand. Classics to try and do a lot of work here. There's a lot of damage done. Multitudes of players.
Oh my god, look at the HPs.
Superman! My goodness!
Well, there goes the comeback.
Today.
Dude, I was looking at all of the HPs, just like, well,
20 kills.
It might be the easiest one
so
for him.
So much chip damage done over the course of that. The health was so minimal on Shy and Adverso towards the end.
Let's go!
And you can see what that means for them, because they have just halted the momentum.
Yeah, you hear him just calling out all of the HPs as
I
well.
was selling you a rickety bridge.
You were.
Yeah, he was.
Mazzino.
Even I kind of bought in as well.
They are force buying, and look at the buy for Crew. I mean, of course they're force buying. They're down 3-11.
Dude, they tank a shot as well, so now we actually have 4 people that can get one shot from the Outlaw as well. 20 and 4.
And Icy is on the rotate with the Outlaw.
Now, Spike is in the hands of Shy, who's just sitting into B main alone here. There's a dimensional drift that was earned to prior. Kesnit sends it forwards. He's looking for players. He's just
got a Guardian for this.
Avoided most of them, but they see 2 towards
didn't
the back now. The doors opened up. They want to set the sights over
get
towards
him
B.
too
This
much,
is
other than a
DT.
distraction for them to send it over towards B.
Into Link.
And then we still have 2 holding out towards C. What a weird round this is. The 2 can force into C?
They've talked of timing.
What the hell is this round?
Handled in time, and there's the follow-up. 2 players
They
drop. Now
insta-force over towards C.
With just 3 remaining.
Did Adverso and Mazzino realise that the plant had gone down on B there?
It's all over the place. Genuinely is, with that door opened wide. Bit of worry here.
In an ideal world, one opens the door, one hides or something. And they create pressure for some kind of rotate, then one's close to get sound cues. God, it's a bit of a shocker, man, for our Crew here.
The game is over. 9 opportunities to close out for EG. Crushing Crew's economy. This is remarkable, because, yeah, I thought there was a chance that EG might take their foot off the gas just slightly. Not a hope for Crew, actually.
One enemy remaining.
The confidence that EG are coming back in with here. Derek swings in, gets 3. Nature's got an Odin, by the way. He's going to be spamming at the beginning of this round. You might just see the Crew players melted before they can even get a foothold on Lotus.
They might as well. They might take a little bit of chip damage, which means that these 2 might be one-shot as well, because they got that Outlaw in the right place.
They have a 99.69% chance of making
Let's see.
it. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, that's one of them.
Oh,
that was actually a lot of damage, by the way.
As you said, Josh, listen, the percentages are sky high for Crew to just make
Hecka
it
Jam with
all
the tier 1.
way.
Thank you so much, dude. Thank you, appreciate that.
That's a crazy fast timing to be taken here. Mazzino, he is setting that pace all the way forwards here. Nature!
Oh my god, he got the one at the back.
In the middle of that,
He got the one at the back.
The
it's all going so right for them.
Might even look to try and peek past this one as well, as that curtain's going to be dropping. Mazzino's handed it, but again, Superman from the side. He's straight to be just impeccable in terms of that timing and Shy. It's a 1v2. Spike's in your hands, but avenues covered. Smoke into your face. Finds the first. Garrick's going to be dropped into a 1v1. Superman. He has been lights out. Plant down though. Shy. Got to do this to survive and buy a bit more time.
Shots.
Steady with a Guardian. Just taps away.
Pretty close though.
Red Bull clutch there for Shy. He's been in a lot of 1vx scenarios today. Wins one to keep the dream alive, but it is a fading dream. A wisp of an idea at this point. 8 chances for EG to close things. This round, they kind of lost the discipline that EG have been playing with all day. There was a lot of confidence, but it was a bit of overconfidence. They were just going for it. They thought, all right, this is it. We can just close it out.
I mean, they just weren't expecting Melzer to do it.
12-3.
It's kind of like the pistol round. They just weren't expecting someone here in the first like 15-20 seconds.
This real fast. Yeah, they got 4 players just waiting to try and gear up, posture up, and take control.
Oh
Take away the map. Showstopper rebound. Shy barely alive, but he's got to do it all in a spot.
God, they absolutely annihilated them.
But now being surrounded, it's a net that is tightening all the way around him, constricting, and Shy, your options running dry. Need a miracle with the way that EG are playing. Oh, Dawn's not broken, not deaded, but Icy just topples him anyway. 13-4 for
impressive.
our opening map.
Really, really convincing.
EG game going the way of EG. I've never really seen anything like this.
I didn't think it would go down like this. This is a cruise map pick as well.
Prime form. I'm talking Superman LCQ, Derek LCQ, Prime.